Hello everyone. It's been a while since I did like a sit down talking about books. I've just been again trying to figure out what the best schedule is for me in terms of like filming and editing and stuff. Today I will be talking about the books that I will be reading for the Asian Readathon. I'm not sure how many books I'm going to end up reading. That's why I have a lot of options for each of the prompts. This is a readathon run and created by with Cindy. I believe she started this 2 years ago, if not a year ago. I still remember last year, one weekend during May, I had to go to LA to accompany my sister during one of the K-pop concerts that she needed to go to. So those were like really fun memories for me because we went to H Mart as well. And it was my first time in California. This year, I think we had the same amount of prompts. The main prompt is to just read a book by an Asian author. If you do that for this month, you already completed the challenge or the readathon. And then the other prompts are just in a way bonus prompts. And we do have, I think, film for the readathon as well as a book for the readathon. But again, you don't have to read them. Those are just also bonus stuff that you can do for the month of May. So all other information and stuff will be linked down below. The readathon also has a storygraph page, and anyone who joins are free to put in books that will fit the different prompts. So if you're struggling with finding a book, it's been a week now into May, but if you're struggling to find a book for the readathon, they have some books on there that you can take inspiration from or use. Let's get started. The first prompt and the main prompt that you really need to finish is read a book by an Asian author. So for this one, I have two options. I can read Homicide and Halo by Mia Manansala or the manhwa / novel 𝐁𝐨𝐨𝐤𝐬. I'm currently reading the novel and I'm currently also reading the manhwa. Honestly, I've finished some of the volumes this May already, so I could easily check that out. Homicide and Halo is the second book, Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery. The main character is still Laila Macapagal. In this series, Laila and her family runs a Filipino restaurant in California. In the first book, they were suspects for a murder, for a death that happened in the restaurant after eating some of their food. Like one of the customers died after eating their food in the restaurant, and it turns out to be Laila's ex-fiance. Now in the second book, her small town decides to bring back this like beauty pageant that she had won years ago, and it reignites this conflict that she has with her cousin Bernadette, but the head judge gets murdered and they have to team up together to try to figure out and solve the mystery. I'm really excited to read this one. This one came out last year, so I've been meaning to read this one because I do have also the third book in this series, and I know that there's a fourth book coming out. I don't know if that's the last book, but it's coming out I think October of this year. Now 𝐁𝐴 Law, again, is a novel and a manhwa, so it's following a main character named Danny. She is described as a regular student who loves internet novels. So that's why the title is 𝐁𝐴. It's like the Korean term for like internet novels. I forget the term, the saw part, like what it stands for, like what word, but that's a slang for internet novels in Korea. So she enjoys internet novels or 𝐁𝐴s, and she's seen all the typical characters and cliches in those stories, like the beautiful heroine, the cute guys fighting for her attention, and of course the plain best friend by her side. But she wakes up one day and finds herself in the middle of one of these novels, and she is the best friend, the plain best friend to the gorgeous main lead. And of course, she meets also these 4 good-looking guys in their class, and now she's just like trying to, stay out of the spotlight and try not to get into trouble and not get tangled up in all like the plot twists and stuff. So it's been really enjoyable so far. It is very long. I believe the novels have 17 volumes. It's very short. Like the books itself, like I haven't really have had a physical copy of the books, but they're pretty short. They're pretty quick to read. It just takes a long time for the manhwas to be created, of course, because there's only one chapter released every week, and there are breaks in between seasons. And right now we are in the 4th season. So I've been reading this manhwa for years, and I believe we're about halfway through the novel, almost halfway through. So there's already 100+ chapters. So yeah, I'm really excited to read the novel as well. I'm actually way ahead. The novel translation release are 3 times a week. So it will definitely finish way before the manhwa, but 3 chapters a week is still really short for me. So yeah. And the next prompt is read a book featuring a friendship between at least 2 Asian characters. So for this one, I'm currently reading The Henna Wars by Adiba Jaigirdar, and also I'll include 𝐁𝐴 Law if I have to. Oh, also, Homicide and Halo is by a Filipino author. So one of the main rules also for this readathon is that you can't read from the same ethnicity. Like you can only read one book for each ethnicity. And then, of course, 𝐁𝐨𝐨𝐤𝐬 is by a Korean author. So The Henna Wars by Adiba Jagidar. I have heard so many great things about this one throughout the years, and I've been wanting to read this one. This is young adult. This is by a Bangladeshi author. If I don't read this one, well, I'm currently reading it now, so I'm definitely gonna finish this one. I will be reading 𝐁𝐨𝐶𝐶 or counting 𝐁𝐶 for this one. The Henna Wars is following the main character named Nishat, who gets into a competition with her childhood best friend Flavia, who comes back. They both compete in a school henna art competition. I'm very excited to read this one because I have heard a lot of great things about this throughout the years. I believe this one came out like 2, maybe 3 years ago. And then the next prompt is a book written by an Asian author or featuring an Asian character that's focused on identity and self-discovery. So this one, I will be reading, or I will try to read the book for the readathon called What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu. She is Malaysian, a memoir of healing from complex trauma. Cindy has talked about this book a lot, especially because she read this one recently and she really enjoyed this book and she really liked it. It's very emotional. It is definitely about like, healing and processing of trauma. So I'm a little scared, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one because I know it will make me cry. We are following the author as she is diagnosed with complex PTSD, and she learns more about the science behind the condition and the impact of it in her life. It also explores immigration trauma and some family secrets from her birth country. A lot of stuff happens in this book, I know that. So I'm, again, a little scared, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. And the other book that I'm considering for this one is Komi Can't Communicate by Tomohito Oda. This is a manga, of course Japanese. The reason why I've been wanting to read this book because we are following a main character who's very, very shy and introverted and prefers to be blending into the background. The teasers that I've seen from the anime are really, really cute. Komi, the main character, or well, the love interest Komi, she is seen as this like really aloof, cold character, but it turns out the main character Tadano realizes that she is actually just very, very shy, kind of like him. He's shy and introverted, but they form a friendship and they get to know Komi. The teasers and the stuff that I've seen from the anime is like really cute. Like you can tell that Komi is like freezing whenever people are like talking to her and like communicating with her and like just basically interacting with her. That's why people think that she's a little bit aloof and icy, because she's so shy. Like she doesn't really know how to talk to people. I think it's going to be like really cute and something that I can really relate to a lot, because I used to be so like painfully shy when I was younger, and I still am, but I've gotten a lot better at it, or like trying not to appear too shy. The next prompt is read a book written by an Asian author featuring an Asian character that shows them going on an adventure. And this is where the movie, the readathon movie, is gonna come in. I forgot the name of the movie, but it stars Stephanie Hsu. It follows like 4, I believe, either high school friends that go on an adventure in China. I think it goes with this prompt and the next prompt. So anyway, the books that I'm gonna be reading for this one are gonna be trying to see if I can try to read for this one is again Homicide and Halo Halo, but also another book that I have been meaning to read for such a long time now. Ever since this one came out, I've been hearing so many good things about this. And again, it's one of those books that I want to save, but I shouldn't say stuff. I have a lot of books. I mean, this is just like one stack of like, what is it, like 6 now? Taller than this, like maybe twice as tall as this one. That books that I've no house for, no place to put in. But anyway, I have 𝐾𝐽 by Vaishnavi Patel. Now this is fantasy. I don't really know much about it, but I think it's compared a lot to 𝐁𝐨𝐶. So I love 𝐁𝐶 so much, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. So I'm going to read to you the premise. So we're following a main character, 𝐾𝐽, who was born under a powerful constellation and raised on stories and their abilities. However, her own life takes a different turn as her mother is banished and her worth is reduced to a marriage alliance. Seeking independence, 𝐾𝐽 discovers her own unique magic and transforms herself into a warrior and diplomat. She strives to create a better world for herself and women around her. However, when the evil from her childhood tales threatens the cosmic order, 𝐾𝐽 faces a choice between resistance and the destiny chosen by the gods for her family. The story explores her decision and the legacy she wishes to leave behind. So it's pretty long, but again, I'm looking forward to reading this one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this. Author is Indian. Okay, next one. Read a book featuring an Asian character who's either a hot mess, famous, or eccentric. So again, this ties into the movie as well, because the main one, I think we're following 4 different characters. So yeah, I think one would be described a hot mess, another famous, and another eccentric. So this one, I am also going to be contemplating on reading or considering 𝐭𝐫𝐞 Can Communicate as my read for this one, or I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki by Baek Se-hee. So this is very short. This is also another like memoir, and I love this one. It says, the South Korean hit therapy memoir recommended by RM, by BTS's RM. I love that books have that now, because RM is famous for a very voracious reader. So this is one of his recommendations. So this is again a memoir following Baek Se-hee. She is a successful social media director. She seeks therapy for her persistent low mood, anxiety, and self-doubt. Despite appearing calm to others, she struggles to form deep relationships and feels overwhelmed. Alongside her psychiatrist sessions, Baek reflects on her own experiences unraveling the negative patterns that perpetuate her self-abuse. I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. It explores themes of mental health and provides a valuable resource for navigating darkness. So I'm really interested with reading this one because I know that mental health in South Korea is something that is not very well talked about. There's a lot of stigma to it, attached to it, but there's also the sense of knowledge that is like it's very important. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one because the title is also really funny and it's also pretty short, quick read. So those are all the books that I'm planning on reading for the Asian Readathon. So this is gonna run for the entirety of May. I will also try to watch the movie that is tied to this one. I keep forgetting the title of it, but I will have the poster up here. So I don't know if it's gonna be available on Netflix. Hopefully it is. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you guys are going to join this readathon, what you guys are planning on reading. And yeah, I will see you on my next one.